The House knows or recalls that the Electric Power Sector Act of 2005 established the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission with a mandate to license distribution companies, DISCOs, to determine operating codes and standards, establish customer rights and obligations, and set cost-reflective industry tariff. Also recalls that the Act prescribed its funding from 15% of electricity charges paid by customers to distribution companies. Aware that NERC, working with distribution companies as the DISCOs, has increased electricity tariff 5 times since 2015, and the latest being on January 1st, 2021. Also aware that despite these increases, Nigerians have not enjoyed significant improvement in power generation and supply. Instead, they daily grapple with epileptic services from the DISCOs and unilateral exploitation in the name of estimated billing arising from non-metering of over 50% of consumers in our country. Observes that the poor services of the DISCOs have impacted negatively on the socioeconomic activity growth of the country, as the International Monetary Fund (IMF) report of 2020 on Nigeria indicated that the manufacturing sector lost over $200 billion to inadequate power supply, and while a whopping $21 billion was paid or was said to have been spent by Nigerians on generating sets within the period under review. Further observes that Nigerian masses have gone through so much hardship in recent times, arising from acts of terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, farmers and herders crisis, with its toll on the agricultural activities, displacement from ancestral homes, loss of loved ones, starvation arising from inability to return to daily economic occupation, and loss of personal properties running into several millions of naira. Concerned that at a time governments all over the world are adopting measures to cushion the devastating effect of the dreaded COVID-19 pandemic on their citizens by providing a wide range of palliatives to losses of loved ones, jobs, businesses, and general distortion of social life. NERC, that's the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, is thinking with the idea of further increasing electricity tariff after that of January 1, 2021, in a country where 2/3 of over 200 million people population is grappling with the crippling effect of the pandemic. Mr. Speaker, we're also concerned that the current economic recession, made worse by hyperinflation, has resulted in skyrocketing prices of foodstuff, while increase in prices of petroleum products has also triggered further increase in transport costs and rents, with unemployment rates frightening at about 33.3%, while the spending power of average Nigerians has drastically reduced. Any further hike in electricity tariff, Mr. Speaker, at this time will amount to an overkill, lack of empathy, and the height of insensitivity. The House therefore resolves to urge the federal government to direct the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to rescind its decision to further increase electricity tariff proposed for June 2021 in view of the hard times Nigerian masses are currently going through. 2, mandate committees on power, poverty alleviation, labor, employment, and productivity to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so move.